All right, totally unscripted. We're going to show you how to set up this GrillTime. I think it's the Tailgater, might have been the name. I've had it for quite a while now. My parents actually got this for my birthday several years back, and it's worked out quite well. But now that I'm actually off-roading and camping a little bit, I think I'm finding a bit more use for it. For those of you that don't like to read instructions, let me show you kind of how I set this up. We'll see if it works. A few little tips and tricks. Pretty simple. So you see here you have the base, which has a battery power fan in there. So the whole idea is it's supposed to bring in more air so that you're burning the charcoals longer and potentially hotter. So you put this initial base in here, and then on top of that rests, this is actually, darned if I know the actual name for it, but this is where you're going to store your charcoal. So I've tried several different types of charcoal, but I find actually going back to the GrillTime charcoal they package with this seems to be the best bet. I'm thinking of trying some of the lump charcoal, but you know, I guess you really just can't compete with these cute little tiny briquettes. Good for children of all ages. So put a few of these in here just to get it started. Kind of space them around so there's some air to breathe around the briquettes. You know, all those things you learned when you've probably grilled at home with your Weber. So we also have here some of this GrillTime starter gel. I bought more of this, but I'm going to try something different because I've always had kind of mixed luck with the starter gel. It'll work for a little while, or sometimes I might have to kind of relight it 2 or 3 times to get going. So instead, my good buddy Steve has these fire plugs. You know, this is in no way sponsored, but you know, Bigfoot Bushcraft, if you do want to sponsor, feel free to reach out. The idea here, and forgive me, this is my first time trying this, is that you actually kind of break these half. So I'm just going to stick this down here somewhere in the bottom. The idea is then you're going to light, actually, when you break them apart, so there's some sort of coating on the outside and then more of like a cottony fabric on the inside. So that's the part, as I understand it, I'm going to try to light, get this thing going. So place some more briquettes around there. Hopefully those lit up starters will get things going, and then we'll eventually get some nice hot coals going here. So stack these up a little bit more, and I think this is probably good to start. Let me try to come in here, and now we can see that. So to aim it a little more, totally lose my stack, but we'll get those back in place. So this then rests on that little mini pan, which is actually where the air feeds up from the fan underneath. So let me move charcoal out of place. So next step's pretty simple. Let's start a fire. Yeah, now we're seeing something. Cool. All right, well, let's give that a few seconds, see if we get our coals actually starting to burn, then we'll come back to the next steps from there. All right, so we got a little fire going. Hopefully you can see that in there. So one of the kind of cool features about this, or really the selling feature, is this fan that's built in. So the idea here is we turn this on, it's battery powered. Since I see a light, it's still working. There we go, we can hear that spinning up. So what that does is it brings a bit more airflow into that little tighter compartment. So especially once we get the grill piece on top, it's a bit more covered. And let me show you the grill piece so you know what the hell I'm talking about. So over here is the grill piece, upside down. So once I have, you know, pretty good level of fire going, you put this in here, and as you can see, that kind of covers where the coals are. So now, not only do we have, you know, the heat reflecting from the inside of the pan, so we can grill things on the kind of the outer, you know, grill bar. You actually have kind of more of a, you know, what do we want to call it? More of a frying surface there in the middle that you can take advantage of too. So We'll continue letting this get up the temperature, and once it's there, I'll come back. It'll be just a few seconds for you. This will probably be several minutes for me, but we'll see you in a short bit. All right, so if you do me a favor, Steve, zoom in a bit here on the coals. So we can see now we're getting to a point where I think these are starting to be useful coals. We could start to cook something on it, but just to help them along a little further, I think we're good to put the actual grill top on. So the way we're gonna do this is, this actually has a couple little metal rods that are gonna line into these slots here, but most importantly, if you can see here, there's these two little hooks on the side. I wanna get those lined up with these clamps, so that actually clamps it down in place. So let's see if I can do this in a first try. Make sure I get that lined up a bit there. There we go. So now that I have that in place, beautiful. I can come over the top here with these clamps, grab down on the hook. Now it's just gonna hold that enough in place so it doesn't come off. So we want to watch this for a while to get it up to temperature. Another nice thing about this model of it, so I think we have a Tailgater model, which is what I said this was at the beginning of the video. I honestly have no idea what the real model is. I looked up Tailgater online. The difference with the Tailgater is I don't think it comes with this top. Top has a nice little temperature gauge in it, though I could question the accuracy. But we can put that on there and we'll watch and see when we get up to temperature and come back and get our sausages cooking from there. All right, so now we got some nice hot coals. I think we're ready to put the brats on. So trying something different. We wanted some beer brats. All they had at our local Harris Teeter was beer and cheese brats. So we'll see what happens. But you know, beer, cheese, pork, how can you go wrong, right? So grab a few of these with my professional grilling tools that I took from my wife's stash of kitchen tools. But we'll throw these on here now. See how we get cooking. We've got really, you know, if I had a good angle to get you in there, some really nice hot coals, this is looking good. I think we're not gonna take too long to cook these, but we'll position them around the outside. We have 5 good looking brats for our, of course, 6 brat buns, because you know, that's how the world rolls. Get those bad boys on there, let them cook for a while. We'll enjoy later. You know, if you're looking at a GrillTime or you've thought about investing in one, hopefully this has been helpful for you. I think it gives some good results. Pretty simple to set up, as you can see. And we're cooking away, so bon appetit. One final check. We've turned these brats at least 3 times now, I think. Everything's looking good. Cut into one of them. One thing I will say, be careful with the beer and cheese brats. It's like a cheese bomb. You cut the damn thing, like cheese is flying everywhere, but I think it turned out well. The proof will be in the tasting. Steve, get a close up in here on these bad boys, see how we're looking. So I've dialed off the extra heat through the fan, but I think this looks nice and well done. We're gonna have a good dinner tonight. All right, thank you all. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you soon.